Hello, botanists. It's hard to believe we're halfway through our exploration of plants, and we've been doing a lot of exploration of plants. What we have coming up this week is material about plant families that Callie's about to describe to you, and we've been going on some field trips. We've been on actual field trips that we're going to share some information with you about. That's going to help you focus on the discoveries that you make in your own field experiences, and Callie, can you tell us what's up with plant families?
Sure. So our next unit of content that's about to launch is going to be about plant families. So we're going to learn 8 plant families. And these 8 are important because they're going to be about half of the plants you'll encounter in Ohio. And so obviously that's not going to be everything you're finding in your own field trips you're taking, but it's going to give you a lot of power to, if you know the family, that's going to help you identify it and key it out and kind of give you a step ahead. And in our own field trips that we've been taking, you can kind of see that in some of the videos we've taken where we're like, oh, well, we're not sure what this plant is, but at least we know its family. So that gives us a good place to start. And so obviously there are a lot more than 8 families represented in Ohio, but if we just learned 8, another benefit is that we can really go into depth about those. And these 8 vary in the way their flowers are organized and the ways that we were learning about in the last week content. So things like symmetry, fusion of parts, the type of gynecium. So you'll really see, the importance of those different traits in how we identify flowers and also the significance of those features in their life history strategies and different pollination mechanisms and seed dispersal strategies and things like that. So we're looking forward to you guys diving into these families. It should be a fun time. And as sort of the field component of that, we've taken some field trips. So Ben's going to tell you about that now.
Right. So yeah, Callie mentioned field trips, and we've taken a couple. In the normal iteration of this course, I guess, we would have taken 2 field trips as an entire class by now. Obviously, that isn't possible given the circumstances, but we did go on 2 socially distant, I guess, field trips, the 3 of us here. And so want to let you know, keep you in the loop a little bit about that. And those will be posted soon. Basically, we're excited to see what you guys come up with for your field trips. And we wanted to just have you keep in mind some of the things that you might want to look for when you're doing these field trips. So we focus on like identifying invasive plants, plants with medicinal value, talking about plant-animal interactions when we've identified a plant, and maybe plants with affinities to certain habitat types or communities. And so, those are the things maybe that we'd like you to think about when you go out to your own field sites. So yeah, I guess moving from that, Dr. Clips can talk about moving forward in the class.
Yes, which reminds me, who wants to tell an anecdote? The anecdote being why the scientific name Arabis patens makes you go, "Argh." Does anyone want to tell that anecdote?
I don't know. I'm not sure what anecdote you mean.
Well, once upon a time, there were some botanists who saw on Facebook that some other botanists had seen this super, super, super rare plant, a mustard called Arabis patens, at this little park along the Scioto River. And they had exact locations because they had a botany book that was written in the 1970s that said precisely where to find it. And it was flowering 2 days ago. We know that for sure. And they went there and they looked for like about an hour with the binoculars, looking all over the place and still didn't find it. Did that happen?
It did.
I can
Yeah,
attest to that. Yes.
yeah.
Hmm.
But they had a great time anyway. But they wonder why the plant was so elusive. Yeah, we went on a plant hunt, an unfruitful plant hunt. Grr. And but that was fun. It was called spreading rock cress, and it's a plant that is known from very few places well in the world, and it was actually discovered originally to science in limestone glens along the Scioto River, maybe this location and one very close to it. And yeah, people see it there, and we tried, and we didn't. Well, maybe we'll try again. That's the fun of half the fun of botany. And speaking of other fun of botany, what we have coming up is learning some things about mosses and learning some things about ferns. And we're actually going to also do a little foray into winter botany, where we discover how to identify plants just by their twigs. And one of the things, one more thing I wanted to mention to you is, by now everyone's gotten hand lenses, which is kind of like a microscope on a string, super useful for identifying plants. And one of the things I'd like to teach a little technique about how to use it, which is the way to use the hand lens is, when we use this little piece of sedge as a demonstration, is to hold the hand lens up very close to your eye. If you're wearing glasses, you should hear a click like this. And then hold the specimen very close to the lens. That way you get a nice full field of view, rather than try to hold the specimen and the lens far away. It just doesn't work that way. It works this way. And that is how to use a hand lens. So we've been really enjoying the experience of the armchair field trip, seeing your work on trees and flowers at your field sites, and really excited about what's coming up next as we do more plant exploration. So thanks for your good work, and happy botany to you.